Hello, everybody. This is Julissa. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much, everybody who's listening right now in the podcast. Today is May 31st. Today is Saturday, 2025, May 31st, 2025, excuse me. It's the last day of the month of May. I cannot believe how fast the time is going. Okay, today I'm going to share a story of something that happened to a child who went to get dental care. And I'm going to tell you exactly what happened here. Before I continue, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who's listening using Spotify podcast. Don't forget to follow me there and like the episode, and you can also rate the podcast. And thank you so much, everybody who's using Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to follow me on Apple Podcasts. Really, I thank everybody who's also watching this video on YouTube. Really appreciate you guys, your support. So that's something that we all do, right? We all go to the dentist, and you know, they do so many things, right? I'm laughing because at the dentist they do a lot of procedures that a lot of them are very complicated and invasive. So it's so crazy sometimes you think about it. You're just sitting at somebody's office basically, and they're doing this procedure that is, surgeries, and things like that. And when you hear a story like this, like the one I'm going to tell you about, it's very sad, especially at the age of the patient. It's sad to anybody to go through something like this. But in this case, I'm talking about a 9-year-old girl who went to the dentist and was placed under anesthesia for a dental procedure like they normally do, right? But in this case, the 9-year-old never woke up, right? She passed away right there in the dentist. So, before I continue, I want you to understand that this is not to bring fear to anybody going to the dentist, right? Anything can happen, right? That's why you always have to be ready with the Lord, right? But like I always say in my previous episode, you can also ask questions. I know in this case it's a 9-year-old, probably their parents were there with her, obviously. But I'm saying, like, if you have any doubts about a procedure that is going to be done for you, or to you or to a loved one, it's okay to ask as many questions as you can. And if you feel rushed, you can, you can go to a supervisor, you can go to a different office, right? Sometimes we're so loyal to, doctors, I guess you can say, dentists. And you can also go to different offices. It's okay to get a second opinion, things like this. I feel like sometimes, we feel like we kind of feel bad for our loyalty, I guess, sometimes, if we go to a different office or something. It's about you and how comfortable you feel about something. So if you see red flags and something is not making sense, ask as many questions as you can, okay? So like I said, let me read to you guys what happened here. Authorities have released new details about a 9-year-old girl who died after undergoing anesthesia for a dental procedure. And her name is Silvanna Moreno. A Southern California third grader died hours after the dental procedure was performed under anesthesia at the Dreamtime Dentistry in Vista on March 18, according to the examiner's office. And quote-unquote, it says here, she was just the sunshine in every room she entered, always greeting staff and classmates with a big smile and even a bigger hug. And this is what the family posted in a GoFundMe account. Well, it was the school created this GoFundMe apparently. It says here, well, excuse me, I didn't know that there was a GoFundMe, which you guys know I do support GoFundMe a lot. So I am glad to see that they have a link here, which I'm going to share with you guys with this story. We can all help out. I mean, if you're being led to help monetarily, there's a GoFundMe that goes straight to the family. And if you can also help by praying for the family, I mean, can you imagine? This is so tragic. I cannot imagine, right? A family going through something like this. So let me continue to read. So her friends describe her as kind, caring, and always happy, and a true friend to everyone she met. It says here, Moreno's death occurred several hours after her completed dental procedure. Dr. Ryan Watkins, a licensed dentist at the facility trained in anesthesiology, said on a statement. She died several hours after. The patient was referred to our office for a dental treatment under general anesthesia due to her young age and acute situational anxiety. The doctor said throughout the procedure she was continually monitored by her dentist and anesthesiologist, with no complication observed. The medical examiner officer said the girl was moved to a recovery room, then discharged from the facility, and remained asleep on the ride home. But the doctor's office tells the news that the girl was awake in the recovery room and that her mom helped her stand up and she was wheeled out of the back and stood up. Wow, a 9-year-old, right? I mean, I'm sorry, but I never seen anything like this happen. Like, I don't know to what extent they use anesthesia on children, right? But to have them get this child onto a wheelchair after the procedure was done, after she waited in the recovery room, that's very severe in the sense that it seems to me like obviously too much anesthesia was used on her. It's crazy. I mean, when you see like elderly go through procedures and they do have to use anesthesia, and then yeah, you can understand an elderly person who's already like, fragile and tired as it is. And because of anxiety, they do have to use, some type of medication so that they can go undergo a medical treatment, right? I can understand that. I can understand an elderly person living after a procedure in a wheelchair. Like, I can understand that. But I had never seen a child do that. I never seen them do that to a child. So this is very, settling. So after leaving the facility, she was sleeping and transitioned into a bed at home. The family checked on her throughout the day to later find her unresponsive in the bed. She was then transported to Rowdy Children's Medical Hospital in San Diego, where she was later pronounced dead. A representative of the police said they are investigating, right? Now, as the Moreno family mourns the 9-year-old's death, they are saying that in the GoFundMe, they're very thankful for the continued support. Moreno she's survived by her mother, Itzel de Jesus, father Roberto Moreno, and siblings Isis, Fabian, and Roberto Nicolas, as well as extended family, according to the organizer of the GoFundMe. This is so sad. I mean, look at, like, how do you answer to the family? I cannot imagine, right? It's almost like I understand the pain somewhat. I can understand the pain that the family is going through, but also like the people in the medical office, right? How are they feeling, right? I'm sure this must have been devastated for them to learn this. But you need to understand, like I said to you, sometimes, when it comes to dental procedures, they see it like it's something minor. I think anytime they're operating on you or they're doing something in your body, it has to be taken like, seriously, to the point that anything can happen. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like sometimes we look at dentists as doing something that's very it's not that serious compared to other medical procedures, when actually it is. It's just because it's probably smaller, right? It's because it can be done in a setting that you don't have to go to like the hospital and things like this. In some cases, obviously, they call it routine, right? It's just routine, surgery. Like, is there something like this routine surgery? Like, even like getting stitches taken or stitches put in, that's still, you still have to go through the healing process. So sometimes we take it like it's something, so routine, so minor. Like they always say, everybody does this, right? It's so crazy. But, this is an example of how your life can change at any moment, right? The only certain thing that we have is to have, faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. That's what I always tell you guys. Anything can happen, right? It's so sad to see this happen. And to a 9-year-old, and to see how when you go through a procedure like that and you leave and everything is successful, and like they're saying in the recovery room, she was kind of like awake and then fell asleep again, very probably lethargic, very sleepy. They probably were saying to the mom, it's the wear off of the anesthesia, right? It's going to take some time to wear off. This is just normal behavior. And then she never basically woke up, right? They found her unresponsive. So it's very sad to see she had like 3 other siblings, right? Very young too, I'm sure. So you have to sympathize, you sympathize with the family going through something so traumatic like this. And this is why, I'm making this video to, even if you cannot donate monetarily, you can also pray for them. And just to kind of bring awareness, like I said, if you are going through something and you have any questions, it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to have them repeated again to you. It's okay to always ask, when it comes to like when my mom was alive and she was going through something, I always ask. That was my thing, because they always say, oh, we're giving her this medication, this and the thing. And I always say, can you tell me exactly the dosage of it? And, what are the directions for this? What are the side effects? Because sometimes they want to tell you everything so fast. And I'm there with the pen and paper. I'm writing everything down, right? Like, this is serious. I want you to tell me exactly how much you're giving her, how often, all of that stuff, right? So, that's just, sometimes you have to be like that, right? Let me read to you guys what some people are saying here in the comments. Somebody said, I thought general anesthesia required mechanical ventilation. Conscious sedation is where you can briefly wake the patient who goes right back to sleep and can maintain the airways. And then somebody said, every person, no matter the age, responds differently to anesthesia. It appears that there is a question about this child full recovery status past the operation and prior to discharge. And that was the thing that I was thinking too. Like everything else, every other medication, everybody's gonna respond differently to it. We all make so differently, right? And that's the thing now. I know they're gonna investigate, right? So the question, will be like, did the dentist who did the procedure saw how lethargic she was before discharging her? Like, to what point is the office saying, okay, she's ready to go home, right? Or did they discharge her because the next patient was coming over, right? You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times, a lot of these offices, they get too busy. And that's where you have to always be, the advocate, right? For your family member, always looking out and making sure and say, she's still very sleepy. Are you sure she's okay to go home? And things like this, right? Somebody said, I wouldn't let my child go under any anesthesia unless it's a hospital setting. So, people, everybody has their opinion too. So yeah, this is very sad, you guys. Like I said, I will be posting the link for the family, for the, I believe it was the school who organized the GoFundMe for the family. And if you're led to donate, you can do so. You can pray for the family too. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you to everybody who's listening to the podcast. Have a good day, everybody. God bless.